This is DB Ballard, my lovely wife Galen, and we're going to show you how to take linoleum up off a hardwood floor. A lot of folks say it can't be done. I'm going to tell you that it can be done, but it does require just a little bit of work. It's not too much, and the rewards are going to be worth it. Put the camera down on the floor. This is what you got in the beginning. It's a funky old 1950s linoleum floor. With a little bit of work, you're going to get an unfinished product of the hardwood floor underneath. And when you get done with your sanding and your varnishing, you're going to have a beautiful hardwood floor. A few things you'll need. You won't need my Jack Russell. You need a heat gun, a knife, a Dremel tool or any kind of tool like that will work. And I went through a lot of blades. The best blades that I found are the Master Mechanic. It's a scraper. It's more firm. If it's flexible, you tend to cut holes in your floor, and you can see where I gouged a couple of holes in my floor, which will be fine because you're going to sand it afterwards. Okay, and that's pretty much all you'll need. You'll need some gloves. Knee pads are a must.
Or in my case, I sit on a stool.
Now, first thing you want to do, score your floor. It comes up a lot easier. Now my wife usually holds the heat gun, but since she's holding the camera, I'll try to do all this by myself. It's going to have 3 layers. You're going to have your linoleum backing, and if you look here, if you just pull it up, you're left with this nasty gray stuff. That's the stuff that holds the linoleum on to the glue, which is this blue stuff. So if you do it right, you'll be able to pull the gray stuff up over the blue stuff. Now the blue stuff you don't want to pull up with your scraper because you'll end up getting the floor scratched. This blue stuff, believe it or not, now you have to get kind of lucky. If this is an oil-based adhesive, that's a totally different animal, and you'll need to get an adhesive remover, and that requires a little bit more work. This happens to be water-based. So, how did we find out? We put the oil-based remover on it. It didn't work, and we thought about, hey, I guess we got to cover this floor up because this just isn't going to work. Well, one day my dog peed over there by the door, and my wife had to clean it up, so she got a mop and a water bucket, and it pulled the glue up, which left me with a decision. Do I got to get a bucket load of dog pee, or will water work? I said, let's try the water first. So you got a mop on it, and it worked good. So what you do here is, once you get down, you soak a towel in hot water, and you'll lay the towel, we use about 7 of them, and you put it over here. Then you pour hot water, not boiling, just hot water, and let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour. Then all you simply have to do is get the scraper, and you scrape it up, you end up with the glue. And then once your glue's up, then you're good. And you can leave some glue, some brown stuff, it's fine, because once you get the majority of it up, you're going to be able to use your floor sander to sand it off. A little bit of glue here and there not going to bother your floor sander. But if you try to sand this with your floor sander, you're going to spend a lot of money in sanding belts because the glue's going to clog it up. Once you get it done, you pull it up. Simply take your scraper. It's going to scrape up, easy as you please. Put it in there. The more you do, the more you're going to want to do because you start seeing your floor come to life. And that's about it for right now. Hope this was helpful.
You should do it one strip.
Huh?
You should do a strip.
Let me show you one strip. Now bear in mind it's harder if you do it by yourself. Regular old Wagner heater, any heater will work, no big deal. Regular old Dremel tool, any tool will work. You can spend the bigger money if you want to. And I got one back there, but I found out that this works just as good. It's imperative that you get the right blade. And like I said, so far this Master Mechanic stiff blade seems to do the trick. So sometimes you'll peel it up and you'll have the gray left. Let me show you how easy that comes up. all it is right there. Now let me show you how easy this comes up together when you do it. Now what she usually does, she peels and stays ahead of me. But you can see that it comes right up. And the master mechanic one pulls all of it up. A flexible blade, you're going to leave some of this gray stuff behind. And if you leave the gray stuff behind, that's fine. It's just double the work because you not only have to take the little linoleum off, then you have to go back and take the gray linoleum backing off.
And it's better if you go with the grain of the wood.
If you go with the grain of the wood, it is better. You're going to get less gouges in it. But like I said, do not let gouges scare you. Like this house here is 104 years old. At the end of the day, it's just character of the floor. And like I always tell my wife, it's just a floor. It's going to be pretty. It's going to have the actual character of a hardwood floor with all the dings and the scuffs that come after 104 years of use. If you like this video, let me know. We'll show you some other stuff that we did in this old house. You can see over there was the original ceiling. It's a mess. We ended up putting up diagonal tongue and groove with crown mold. And here's the fact. If this dumb old country boy from Louisiana can do it, you can too.